Hello, so good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading World Scriptures book to inspire and empower positive life for today. These God's words are helping billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the world. And will help you to just read these quotes and practice in your daily life. As we read this holy book from the beginning, please find all the chapters at our Message to Billion channel. And let's see what God prepared for us today as we're reading about meditation, visualization, and visions. Fog, smoke, sun, fire, wind, fireless, lightning, a crystal, a moon. These are the preliminary appearances which produce the manifestation of Brahman in yoga. Buddha then replied to why you and all other beings besides ought to make an own aim with concentrated thought to get the perceptions of the Western quarter. You will ask how that perception is to be formed. I will explain it now. All beings, if not blind from birth, are uniformly possessed of sight, and they all see the setting sun. You should sit down properly, looking in the western direction, and prepare your thought for a close meditation on the sun. Cause your mind to be firmly fixed on it so as to have an unwavering perception by the exclusive application of your thought, and gaze upon it when it is about to set and look like a suspended drum. After you have thus seen the sun, let that image remain clear and fixed wherever your eyes are shut to open. Such is the perception of the sun, which is the first meditation. Next, you should form the perception of water, gaze and water clear and pure, and let this image also remain clear and fixed. Never allow your thought to be scattered or lost. When you have thus seen the water, you should form the perception of ice. As you see the ice shining and transparent, you should imagine the appearance of lapis lazuli. After that has been done, you will see the ground consisting of lapis lazuli, transparent and shining both within and without. Beneath this ground of lapis lazuli, there will be seen a golden banner which the 7 jeweled diamonds and the rest supporting the ground. It extends to the 8 points of the compass, and thus the 8 corners of the ground are perfectly filled up. Every side of the 8 quarters consists of 100 jewels. Every jewel has 1,000 rays, and every ray has 84,000 colors, which when reflected in the ground of lapis lazuli look like 100,000 million suns, and it is difficult to see them all one by one, loaded high up in the open sky. Their rays form a toll of rays whose stories and galleries are 10 million in number of built of 100 jewels. Both sides of the tower have each 10,000 million lovely furnished and decked with innumerable musical instruments. 8 kinds of cool breeze process from the brilliant rays. When those musical instruments are played, they emit the sound suffering, non-existence, impermanence, and non-self. Such is the perception of the water, which is the second meditation. Make the images as clear as possible so that they may never be scattered or lost wherever your eye is shut or open, except only during the time of your sleep. You should always keep this in your mind. One who has reached this stage of perception is said to have dimly seen the land of highest happiness. Sukhavati. One who has obtained samadhi is able to see the land clearly and distinctly. This state is too much to be explained fully. Such is the perception of the land, and it is the third meditation. Before I could go on my vision quest, I had to purify myself in the Oinkaga tipi, the inipi, the sweet logic with the buffalo horn level. Good lens for the ice cold water over the red glowing stones. And there was a tremendous hiss as we were instantly enveloped in a cloud of searing white steam. Good lens prayed. He used the ancient word. This steam is the holy breath of the universe. Sila, boy, you are in your mother womb again. You are going to be reborn. There, they all sang two songs, very ancient songs, going way back to the days when we roamed the prairie. Suddenly, I felt wise. With the wisdom of generations, this man, my relative, sang long and vigorously. The little hut was shaken as if the grip of a giant hand. It was trembling as a leaf trembles in the wind beneath us. The earth seemed to move. Grandfather is here, said Woodlands. The spirit are here. The eagle wisdom is there. We believe it, we knew it. The pipe was possessed 4 times. We smoked up the last time. Goodlands told me, Sheila, you have been purified. You are no longer a child. You are ready now to make strong to go up there and cry for a dream. Our vision pit was an L-shaped hole dug into the ground, first straight down and then a short horizontal passage deep under the roots of the trees. You sit at the end of that passage and go you fasting anywhere from 1 to 4 days. In my case, it was decided that I should stay there alone without food or water for 2 days and 2 nights. The first hour were the hardest. It was pitchy dark and deadly still. I sat there without moving. My arms and legs went asleep. I could neither hear nor see nor feel. I became almost disembodied. A thing with a heart and will, wild thoughts, but no flesh or bone. Would I ever be able to see and hear again? I don't know how long I sat there. All senses of the time had left me long ago. I didn't know whether it was day or night, had not even a way to find it out. I prayed and prayed, tears streaming down my cheeks. I wondered what there, but keep praying toward everything of the second day, and this time is only a wild guess. I saw wheels before my eyes forming up into one fiery hoop and then separating again into bright, many-colored circles dancing before my eyes and again contacting into the big circle, a circle with a mouth of 2 eyes. Suddenly, I heard a voice. It seemed to came from within the bundle that was me. A voice from the dark. It was hard to tell exactly where it came from. It was not a human voice. It sounded like a bird speaking like a man. By heckling roses, remember the hoop, said the voice. This night we will teach you. And I heard many feet walking around in my small vision pit. Suddenly I was out of my hall and another world, standing in front of a sweet bed on a prairie covered with wildflowers, covered with a herd of elk and buffalo. I saw a man coming toward me. He seemed to have no feet. He just floated toward me out of a mid, holding two antlers in his head. He said, "Boy, whatever you tell you people, do not exaggerate. Always do what your visions tell you. Never pretend." The man was wearing an old-fashioned buckskin outfit decorated with quill wool. I stretched out my hands to touch him when suddenly I was back inside my star quilt, clutching my medicine bundle of stone and tobacco ties. I still hear the voice, remember the hook, remember the pipe, be its spokesman. I was no longer afraid. Whoever was talking to me means no harm. Suddenly, before my scratch, a whole black cloud with lighting coming out of it. The cloud spread and spread. It drew wings. It became an eagle. The eagle talked to me. "I give you a power not to use for yourself, but for you people. It does not belong to you. It belongs to the common folks." I saw a rider on a gray horse coming toward me. He held in his one hand a hook made of sage. He held it high, and again everything dissolved in blackness. Again, out of the midst came a strange creature floating up, covering with hair, pale, formless. He wanted to take my medicine away from me, but I wrestled with him, defended it. He did not get my medicine. He too disappeared. Suddenly, somebody shook me by the shoulder. "Wake up, boy." My father and my uncle had come to me. The 2 days and 2 nights were over. Further, let's read quotes from Second Messiah, Father, Son, and Moon. As you became one with all beings, what phenomena will occur? You will feel something multidimensional that you have never felt before. It will come mysteriously. Once you enter the door of your mind, you will have intuitions and premonitions. Maybe as you walk down the street, you see a bird flying. All of a sudden, you feel the door of your mind opening. You do not realize what is happened, but suddenly you receive a heavenly inspiration that teaches you some lesson. Maybe the inspiration will hit you when you hear someone talking. The more you practice, the more often you will experience such incidents. The next stage is to enter a dreamlike state, not a dream in deep sleep, but a state half dreamed and half walking. The Apostle Paul experienced the 3 levels of heaven in that state when he did not know whether it was a dream or reality. Do not let such experiences pass casually. Collect them, analyze them logically, and figure out the direction that God is leading you. Keep a record of your experiences every day, and you will see that your most unforgettable visions actually came true. Their predictions were 100% accurate. Maybe in that dream-like state, you were talking with someone about certain things, and later on you actually talk with that person, and the things you discussed actually happened. Maybe in your dream, you and a friend were sitting in a certain song, singing a certain song. Later on, that person actually sing it. Such a phenomena can take place. What do they mean? You entered the spiritual realm, and there your mind was resonated with everything in that realm. Your mind was like a turning fork resonated with the vibration of the cosmos. If you have such an experience, treasure it as precious. Where does God appear to us? Not in the sky, but in the original mind. For this reason, we know that our self and our original mind are two different entities. If you do not feel it, it is because your original mind is not fully established its existence, being often dragged about by the body, it cannot stand. Therefore, once your mind is established in its existence and subjectivity, things will change. Once you reach a higher state during prayer, you can communicate with your original mind. Your prayer will resonate with your mind, and you will hear yourself in your mind. At this stage, you will receive messages of warning about events in your daily life. Religious people should keep a record of these experiences. Wherever you relate with someone, do not be careless or indifferent. Think, what can this person teach me? Have a hungry mind, eager to learn something new from him or her. Also, you should discern right away whether to relate to him or her as your subject partner or as your object partner. Then your mind will be happy and will be automatically attracted to that person. This is due to the influence of mind waves. Do you believe that every mind emits mind waves? When you meet but just don't you smell meat when you meet the fabric? Don't you smell fabric? Just as you can smell a person's unique body odor, you can also smell a mind odor. Such phenomena happen. In our body, we have a special sense which strives to reach out to everything. It sends out invisible energy waves to locate its object partners. It is true even if your mind wants to go its down way, it cannot. As the pole of a magnet is attracted to the opposite pole, minus is attracted to the plus, and plus is attracted to minus. Therefore, the attitude of believers should be that all beings are related to us. Why? Due to the human fall, we lost all relationship with God among human beings and with nature. Well, we're entirely severed. In order for us to reconnect our relationship, we should always strive to make this connection ourselves. If we do not have the attitude to make connections with others, we cannot improve the environment in which we live. For this reason, you should all have a mind to anticipate new things. When praying in the morning, you should feel today something good will happen, but do not just think that good things will just happen. You have to seek for them. This attitude of seeking should be your life of faith. Experience and continual practice bring relationship to life. Yet it all stems from cultivating a dream-like state in meditation. Someone we hold all-night prayer vigils, focusing on the God and leaving all worldly matters aside. We do not sleep, but try to enter a state beyond sleep. As we cultivate the mind and repress our consciousness remains of our flesh, mind sinks down and our spirit rises to the surface like pure water. Then, although we are tired, we reach a state beyond sleep, a state where we are half sleeping and half awake. We can hear sound, but not precisely. We can see it inside us. We hold the prayer vigils to disconnect from carnal desires and unify the spirit. Your spirit will be elevated to the point where God may give you a glimpse of your future. After many of these vigils, you will arrive at a state where in prayer you see visions and hear voices. Your eyes see events, both spiritual and earthly. Then you can direct events in the spirit world and on earth. At the next level, we can receive oral directions or symbols visions. Visions require careful learning, but visions require interpretation. And this is where we meet with the problems. Heaven often teaches us by words, but sometimes it is through a vision. For example, you have a vision of a beautiful spring-like day, a pair of deer drinks at a stream, and then looks very good sign, and you can expect that something good will happen. This is not a coincidence. God is working to cultivate the field of your mind. Why so? The field of your mind is not a flag like glass. It is rotten and uneven. It may appear flat, but look closer and you see that its surface is rough. When the light of heaven, it's a round surface, it is not reflected, but scattered in all directions. That is why revelations are received and interpreted differently. We pieces by piece. This requires our effort beyond the stage of revelations or oral direction or symbol. Revelations in silence. Like John in the book of Revelation, you can have spiritual experiences all day long, journeying into other world and exploring its mysteries. Eventually, everyone is to be connected to the spirit world, reaching the realm of God's heart and feeling. Unless you experience such things in your life of faith, you cannot carry out God's great will on the stage of your own life. Therefore, I do not trust the believers who have not had actually spiritual experiences. Please understand how important it is for you to have these spiritual experiences for cultivating your life of faith. God works when you pray, sending his spiritual power like electricity. But since this high voltage every is stronger than your consciousness, it will lift you when supernatural and the divine emotions came inside you. Your body embedded with fallen nature rebels against God's original divinity. Fallen people do not naturally harmonize with God's divine energy, no matter how strongly it tries. Not came energy, like a spreading sound wave that is sometimes strong and sometimes gentle. The energy came as a series of vibrations. They overwhelming your conscious mind and display their spiritual power. That is how God performs his work. When God is working with you all the times like this, what happens? Your body-centered fallen nature is gradually purified, and eventually it will accept God's indwelling activity naturally and 100%. Then when God chooses sending his spiritual power in this way, your own spirituality will exceed God's work in you. At that point, God will be with you, and he will teach you without you realizing it. You should reach this level of total purification after going through all these stages and dream-like state, oral direction, revelations, and so on. At this level, your mind will fully direct you. You may want to chastise one, but your mind will stop you. You may want to say something sweet, but instead you say words of admonishment. Such phenomena can seem incomprehensible. You need to learn how to adjust to them. Otherwise, you could be regarded as an insane person. You must absolutely experience something like this in your life of faith. People who experience these things in their life of faith always testing and experiencing with became strong. They have first-hand knowledge. Them experience and practice are the most necessary elements in our life of faith. So powerful quote. Say if you have difficulties, please watch one more time this video, share this video as we end this video on Happy Life, subscribe to Marathon, contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become a member of this Heavenly Parents Holy Community globally. The contacts are below. Turn on the suggestion playlists and listen God's words all day. Stay blessed. See you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. Yours, Nicolae Cirpala. Bye-bye.